Hello everyone and welcome to week 4 of the artist date here on my channel. So I tried to record this whole intro before I started my artist date, but because I did it outside, I caught a lot of background noise and there was a lot of wind, so I'm redoing my intro right now. And thankfully I always plan to edit my videos a little bit in advance so I can have room to make these things. So my artist date is going to be to have and to start my own garden. Finally, I bought some seeds and I'm going to start doing my garden. And actually, I was about to almost quit week 4. This week 4 was chaotic. I don't remember what I did for the first 3 or 4 days of the week. And then by the time I realized that I didn't had done my morning pages yet, nor my artist date, I was really nervous and I was like, I only have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to do these things, and it's not going to be worth it. My week is ruined. And on Friday, I thought I'm going to just do a talking video saying that I'm going to delay week 4 and I will combine that clip with week 4's actually artist date and everything for next week. So this week we would not have a video. And I tried to record that, but it started to rain and I wanted to do it outside of the house because my husband was home. And I don't really like to film like this when he's next to me because I still get a little shy, which is weird. But yeah, I still get a little shy when he's next to me, so I always record things without him in the room. And I thought about recording outside because it was afternoon, it was not raining at the moment. But as soon as I stepped foot outside and I put up my camera and everything to record, it started pouring rain and I had to run inside. And then it was really dark and we were about to have dinner. And so I was like, okay, don't worry. Saturday morning, before we go to the gym and shopping for groceries, I'm going to record that intro. Turns out that I slept pretty badly and I couldn't wake up before him to do the video, so I didn't do it. And we went to the gym, we went grocery shopping, and when we shop for groceries, there's a place that had little seeds to buy and then plant at home. And he saw that and he asked me when are you going to start your garden? Like you mentioned that you bought some seeds already, but you mentioned that you wanted to start a garden too. When do you plan to do that? And I don't know if you feel the same way as me, but when someone asks you that, when are you going to start doing that thing that you're supposed to have done already, you kind of feel like you have to say today, tomorrow, or next week. You can't just say oh, whenever I have the time. No, you have that pressure to say as soon as possible. And he asked me that on Saturday, and I was like, today is a pretty good day. It was sunny, finally. I don't have lots of things to do. I just had my video to prepare for Saturday. So I can spare an hour and a half to take care of my garden and do the artist date there. And he was like, great. I'm excited for you. And I was like, I was supposed to quit. And because now I told him that I was going to do that in this afternoon, I can't quit, you know? And so I was like, yeah, I don't really have anything super urgent to do today that it can't be done tomorrow. So I'm going to take this opportunity and do it. And that is my artist set for this week that you're going to see in a minute. Because yeah, I actually found the time to do it. And there's really funny thing that you think you don't have the time, but if you really want to do the things, you manage the time. One thing that I learned from the lettering workshop that I took this week was that the thing that you have the most is time. You might not have money, you might not have energy, but what you definitely have is time. And I cannot believe that I was almost quitting this week just because I couldn't spare an hour to garden and to do my morning pages and to finish the chapter of the book. It's just stupid. So yeah, so please enjoy my artist aid of starting my own garden. So I bought two different seeds. I bought carrots and I bought parsley. And for my carrots, I decided to plant them in this little area that we have next to our pool, where we also have some strawberries and our tangerine tree. I put them in there and I basically did some research online before planting anything because I knew that there are certain things that you should meet in order for your plants to grow and for your vegetables to grow. So I tried to do as much research as possible, and I saw online that people would open a little hole on the soil to put the seeds in and then cover it up and put a board on top. So that's exactly what I did. And I don't know if these holes are too narrow or too deep, but from what I've seen, this is what their holes look like. So I tried to do the same thing. I'm really excited for this project because I've always been fascinated about how you can save money by growing your own vegetables in your house. And we are not going to be in this house for much longer. I think we're going to leave in November, but afterwards we're going to be in an apartment. So I don't know how much I can grow in terms of vegetables in an apartment, but I will try my best. But I would love to carry this project with me until we get our own house where I'm actually going to have a big space for my vegetable garden. These packs also come with lots of seeds, so I don't put a lot of them in here, and so I'm saving them for later. Those are my carrots. I'm probably going to change this in a bit, but yeah, these are my little carrots. They're going to grow and become big carrots. These are my carrots, my first ever plantation. And for the parsley, I actually had to grab a bigger vase because they are better to grow in a vase. So I gathered one from my mom's garden and I planted my parsley there. And while I was preparing the soil in the vase for the parsley, a little creepy friend started creeping out on me. This is the mother of my cat, Kitty, by the way. She's always here. She's so cute. She actually lives next door, but she comes to our house every now and then to ask for treats and for pets as well. Come here. And before I put the actual seeds of the parsley in the soil, I wet the soil a little bit because I saw that it also works. And I put the strip of seeds in the soil, I put more soil on top, water it, and that was ready to go. Honestly, this is something that I wanted to try for a long, long time, and I'm really happy that I took an hour to just do this little project and get my hands dirty and get started on my garden. I feel like sometimes we get so busy in life with other things that we don't stop and do these little activities that makes ourselves human, if that makes sense. If I was still at my job and really busy and with lots of things to do in my mind, I would never taken the time to do this, and I'm really grateful that I did, and it's an activity that I highly recommend you to try. Had to take some soil from there, so I messed it up a little bit. Those are my carrots. This is my parsley. I think I'm going to put our parsley in our kitchen window just because it receives some sun, kind of. But I will do some research on it and see the best place to put my parsley. But yeah, this is my gardening station for now. I'm really excited, and I'm not going to be able to save these for my junk journal yet because I have some place to store the rest of the seeds. It comes with a lot of seeds, like a whole pack for all of these seeds. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to just save them in here, and then if I have like another place to store them, I will take the packs and use them in my junk journal. Let's review week 4. So today I ended up finishing the book. I did my morning pages and I did some of the tasks, and I just wanted to do the check-in with you. This week I got a little bit of revelations again. I really love that since I left my job, all of the things that once bothered me are now gone or making sense. So yeah, this week was just chaotic, as I mentioned, and I am going to plan right now. It's like 8 p.m. on Sunday, and I'm just going to plan my whole week for week 5. So I'm going to make time for my gym, to create content, to do the morning pages, to do everything that I have to do for week 5, and my artist date. I'm also going to search for inspiration for artist date ideas to decide when and what I'm going to do for the artist date. This is something that I just need to add to my checklist of things that I do on Sundays for the following week. I don't know what I'm going to do for the artist date, to be honest, but I wanted to do something outside of the house if the weather is good next week. But if it's raining, maybe I do some activity inside the house that I haven't done in a while. Probably playing Just Dance for like an hour, because that is something that I really love to do, but I just never have time for. Okay, so I did the morning pages only one day, which was today. I mean, no, I think I did like 2 days. I did on Monday and today, so 2 days. And I did my artist date, as you saw, gardening. I checked on my plants today, but there was no evolution, obviously. And I didn't experience any synchronicity this week, but something really weird happened that I think it's really important to mention. So basically, one of my closest friends messaged me yesterday, and that was something that was bothering me a lot because I feel like I'm always the person that message other people first. So like if we are not meeting, if we don't hang out together, it's probably because I didn't message them. And they are always waiting for me to message them for us to hang out. And that is something that bothered me since forever, since I have friends. And so that's why I only have like 3 friends. It's just because of that. And one of my closest friends said to me in December that he would message me when he was free. And he messaged me yesterday asking like when could we meet? And this was something that was bothering me throughout like January and February because I knew that I wanted to be with him, but because I'm always the one messaging people to hang out, I kind of wanted to like be stronger than that and not do that. And then in like February, I talked about that with my best friend and I just completely forgot about it. I was like, okay, if he's not going to do the work and be with me, I'm just going to forget it. But he messaged me, and so it really made me think that because I kind of let go of that worry, it kind of like resolved itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I felt. The moment that I stopped hanging out to that anger and to that discomfort that I was feeling of like, why isn't he messaging me to hang out with me? It was when he finally did. So it's like that very popular image that it was like really popular in 2016, or like things that you should let go are yours or whatever that means. But yeah, like that was something that was really nice to know, and we were going to meet next week. So yeah. On the check-in, they always ask if I found any issues this week, and it's just the problem that I don't make time for my morning pages, and I almost quit on my artist date. But it's something that I just have to plan in advance better. So I'm going to do that for tonight. I have other things that I have to do. I have some videos that I have to create, and I also have to start seeing my business and everything that I'm doing for content creation for catsplanner as a job. Until now, I kind of feel like I just see it as a hobby, and I really have to see it as a job because for context, I want to be a social media manager and I'm working towards that. And I was working on my proposal as a social media manager, and I was like, why don't I do these things for my brand? For us as a social media manager, you should plan the content, the feed grid, the ideas, the metrics, number of followers, goals, engagement, all of that stuff, ROIs, KPIs, all of that marketing stuff. And I do that in my proposal, and like I say that we have to do that if I were to be your social media manager for a company, but I don't do that for my brand. And yesterday I was like, yeah, why don't I do this for my brand? Like I should work on my brand first and then be social media manager of somebody else. But yeah, so that kind of made me cry a little bit. It's that type of crying that you do when you feel like you've wasted time and now you finally woke up and you understand that you have to do this. So that's what I have to do for this week. Just work it in my business and my social media as an actual job. Be my own social media manager. I feel like that's kind of obvious, but I kind of wanted to mention that out there just in case someone is in the same situation as me and wonders why they are not growing on social media or why they don't have any engagement. Maybe it's because you're not seeing it as a real job and you just see it as a little fun thing that you do. You really have to start seeing it as a job. But yeah, I just wanted to finish up the video like this. I am excited for next week. I'm going to plan it out today. And I hope you've been enjoying these videos. And thank you so much for being here. Bye, guys.